And I'm sorry, there's no individual more selfish than a person who's under construction and trying to recreate themselves, because they will do so at your expense.
For sure.
And call you a lesson.
No. No, that was crazy, because they will call you a lesson.
You know, I've grown.
I've grown since then.
I've grown.
I've become a better person. And it's a shame.
That person's life is in shambles.
That this happened to you.
But I'm better
the old
now.
Me is not the new me.
Right.
I've turned a new chapter.
Right. I've healed.
And I hope you can
child,
too.
I'm not gonna lie. When people say like I've
Healing
healed,
girl era.
I've healed from my trauma that I projected onto others.
You.
Mind you, that other person's life is in shambles.
They're like suffering. Okay.
Alrighty, well, welcome to the Safe Space Podcast. I'm your host, Sydney Rosant.
And I'm Aisha Sabara. And thank you again for coming back to see us.
Right.
We have some interesting topics for you guys today that we hope you guys will enjoy. Sydney, would you like to introduce them?
I can intro. So pretty much, the Little Mermaid movie is coming out at some point. Do you know when it's coming out? I don't even know when it's coming out.
I'm assuming within the next couple of months, because
the first trailer. Yeah, the first trailer came out. So there's a lot of controversy. It's really unfortunate because I'm not gonna watch the movie. But y'all,
would you like to tell people why you're not watching
y'all be
it?
safe, I guess. Well, I have a phobia of squids and octopi, and honestly, any like sea animal that has like tentacles, long tentacles that just like, yeah. So I watched the first Little Mermaid up until I saw Ursula, and it was just a no-go.
That's
it was 1000% no-go. I think I watched it multiple times up until that point, and I was like, it's not happening. And then,
so did you like see Ursula, or did you just like? I'm confused. Like, was this just like you saw her and you were just like, yeah?
I think I saw her, and I don't remember like screaming or anything. I think I just was like, I just turned it off, or I would just turn something else on.
You were like, okay. It was a good movie.
Or sometimes I don't remember which one it was. I think was it Lion King. I think maybe it was Lion King 1.5. I had the DVD for, and you know how they would have like the commercials for the other movies, DVDs, and Ursula was always on there, and I would always fast forward. So I was just like, not today, Satan, not today. So I won't be watching. But there seems to be a lot of controversy because like there's a lot of just racist white people who are upset that Halle Bailey is playing Ariel. Is that how I say her name? Ariel?
Ariel, yeah.
Ariel, okay. See, I didn't watch the movie.
Obviously, you didn't
I barely watched the movie. All I know is the Under the Sea song.
Okay, because you would have that means you really did barely watch the movie, because the whole premise of the movie is Ariel getting her voice taken away by the sea witch.
I didn't get to that point. I didn't get to that point. Was she talking?
She lose.
I feel like it was one. I feel like I got through.
That was like
one song.
She had to like make the prince fall in love with her or something in a certain time span to get her voice back, and she didn't.
See, I didn't get to the point where she became a human.
Ursula, yeah,
I didn't get to that point
because her and Ursula have to talk for her to like. You really only watched the beginning of the movie.
I told you when I saw her, I was like, that's not happening.
I have to look up the details.
I was like,
I have to find out when we see Ursula for the first time.
You can look it up, but I won't be. And this is live action. This is going to be a real octopus lady.
Okay, wait.
It's going to be a real, like that. The one I couldn't watch was animation. I can't even. I can watch Squidward though, because Squidward is a person, just with like
Squidward just got legs,
multiple legs.
I was about to ask you about Squidward.
Everyone always asks, like, can you watch Squidward? I'm like, can you look at Squidward and tell me if you can tell that Squidward is a squid?
Okay, but like, I feel like Ursula's legs aren't that long. I'm not showing you her.
Because I'll turn off the camera and we can just call it quits. Bye.
This is all we post of the
You won't get an invite back.
I'm not going to show you Ursula, but don't worry. I know you have like a phobia. I'm not going to.
Yeah, no, it's a real phobia. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
But like,
some people have other types of phobias, but I'm not.
Yeah, like this is the first that I've heard of like.
Yeah, I told people when I was in like middle school and like elementary school, and they just terrorized me to no end, and so I just never mentioned it again. And like my nickname was Squidney,
because I didn't like Ursula for different reasons. Like, just the animation that they did for her in the movie wasn't cute. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't like it. Her face just would scare me. I think she was giving Joker.
Who's playing her?
She was giving Joker, but purple.
You know who should play her? Meryl Streep.
I heard it was Melissa McCarthy, but I don't know.
Well, that's a good one. I just feel like Meryl Streep, the lady who plays
the
devil, the lady who plays the fashion icon woman in The Devil Wears Prada should play Ursula. I think it's Meryl. Look at Meryl Streep and then just tell me.
I know Meryl Streep. Yeah,
she gives off Ursula. She would be a good Ursula in my opinion. But yeah, so there's a lot of people who are upset about Halle Bailey being black, and I actually have a few thoughts on this because I feel like racist people, like anybody who has any type of like bigotry in their soul, right? Because this is coming from the soul. They don't like have any reasoning or logic. They never apply it, because if you really hate the idea or the premise of Ariel being black, then just don't watch the movie. Like, all you're doing, all this outrage, you're just getting people interested in the movie, because all attention is positive attention or something. So like people who would not have previously even known that this movie is happening know about it, and then it's a popular up and coming singer who's playing the role, so you're like, okay, might as well go and watch it, like why not? But I just it's nonsense.
A lot of what I've seen about it has been like outrage, because in the books and in like the old depiction of the Little Mermaid, she was white, and I'm just like, okay, but those were also made during completely different time periods. Like, we all know the history of Walt Disney,
right?
Like, it makes sense that they were white. So like, I don't like, personally, it does nothing for me that like the Little Mermaid's black. Like, I mean, cool. Like, I was gonna watch it anyways because I liked the Little Mermaid growing up. It's not like I'm enticed to watch it just because the Little Mermaid is black. Would
you be watching it regardless?
I would have watched it regardless. Like, I liked the movie growing up. I liked Disney. Yeah. So I would have probably watched it anyways. A lot of the things that I know about it are because of all the like negative attention it's getting from Halle being the Little Mermaid. But like, I would have had genuinely like, no, it's not like I'm casting her. Right. You know what I mean? I wasn't sitting in on the casting meeting. I had no say so. So like, I would have watched. If you were going to watch the movie, you were going to watch the movie. If you weren't going to watch it, you weren't going to watch it. It didn't matter who, you know? Exactly. It's just because she's black. Exactly. And it's funny because I've seen a lot of like the negative, like, oh, I don't understand. I've seen like a lot of the little like clashes in like comment sections. People are like, why do you guys care anyways? And just, you know, the little back and forth. And then I've also seen from the other side, black people are like, I've seen a few posts where they're just like, well, actually, it's racist to make her black because she's one of the worst top 3 Disney princesses. So,
I'm weak.
They're like,
they should have given us Cinderella.
They said she was dumb. She gave her voice up for a man.
No, because I saw something similar where what did it say? It was like, they were like, so Tiana, what's her name? Tiana was a frog the whole movie.
The whole movie.
And Ariel was gonna be silent. They were like, we better hear her thoughts at least.
Imagine we don't. Imagine it's just crickets.
Dang. Not Halle just literally singing one song and then being silent the rest of the time. I don't know. It's just weird. It's so weird that like, it's so weird that this movie has brought so much like racial discourse from the same people. Hold on. And it's interesting because it's the same people. If you bring up race to them in any other context, well, it's not always about race. Like, why do we always have to bring race into it? And then the one time you're slightly inconvenienced, and it's not even an inconvenience, it's a movie. It has nothing to do with you.
Like, it's genuinely just Disney making a live action movie.
People talking about, well, what about the gingers? Like, they need representation, so as if the brave princess doesn't exist.
Merida.
So she's not enough.
You just keep calling her the brave princess.
I don't know her name.
You've been calling her the brave princess.
I don't know her name. I don't know her name.
Merida.
She's not enough for y'all?
No, I thought it was funny because I remember whenever it was first announced that Halle was going to be playing Little Mermaid. That
happened years ago, I think. It was like 2019.
Yeah, something like that. It's been a little bit. And it only it like sparks up in waves. It's never like a consistent anger. It's just like something new will come up about the movie and they'll be like, I don't get it.
Well, I think we've had so much going on that it's just like they heard that Halle was gonna be they heard that she was gonna be Little Mermaid and they were like, oh, we have a lot going on right now. We're causing a lot of chaos. Like, we'll just wait. We'll get to you.
We'll
they had like their tweets and everything in the drafts. Right, the trailer came out and all they had to do was click publish, share.
It was so funny because I remember whenever people were first talking about it, they were like, how are they gonna do the red hair?
Oh my gosh.
I was like, what?
As if hair dye doesn't exist. As if people don't wear wigs in movies. Like, why are you being why are you being so slow right now?
They're like, how are we gonna do the red hair? And I was like, they were like, Ariana Grande exists. And I was just like, I saw a post. It was like 2 or 3 days ago, and it was a picture of Ariana Grande back then and now. And it was like, Ariana Grande looked like the Little Mermaid that y'all wanted, and now she looks like the Little Mermaid we have now.
I saw that. I was like, no, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. And honestly, it was that like infamous photo of Ariana where they like darkened her. Well, I mean, she was tanning a bit much at that time.
Isn't she Italian? I think she tans for real. Like, she definitely probably also got more of a tan, but like that picture was definitely edited.
Yeah, no, because she was like literally a brown skinned woman in that picture.
I was watching it because I didn't know it was Ariana Grande the first time I looked at it. I was like, who is this? But I thought that was so funny. It was
was hilarious.
People are just like, I feel like there's just opinions about it from all sides. And I'm just like, it's a movie.
I also think there's a lot of just movie discourse going on right now because you have like the Woman King movie, like people are talking about boycotting it, and then what's the movie Don't Worry Darling with like Harry spitting guys. Who's that man? So who is that white man? The one with the blonde white man, Chris something. He's like checked out, and then Florence Pugh, she like didn't show up to any of the press. She showed up to like 2 of like the press things.
Yeah.
And then like Olivia Wilde and like Harry are together or he was like her side man. I don't know what's
Chris Pine.
Yes.
Chris Pine. He's in a lot of things. I liked Chris Pine growing up.
He is in a lot of things.
Like, he's just in so many different movies. Like,
I
feel like I saw him like everywhere.
He works. He has bills to pay.
I remember why I liked him. No, he does. He's not just sitting.
They must be hefty bills. He's not playing with y'all.
The reason I liked him was because he was the one in the Princess Diaries. He was the little love interest. I see. Him and Anne Hathaway. The chemistry.
He's very tired.
It was giving.
Anne Hathaway. Did you see? Okay, we're going off on a tangent. But did you see? At New York Fashion Week, she sat next to Anna Wintour in the same outfit that she wore in The Devil Wears Prada, or is it A Devil Wears Prada? The Devil Wears Prada. Yeah.
I didn't see
and
that.
the woman who like it's about like what's her name, Anna Wintour, even though she can't photograph black people to save her life, but that's another conversation. But yeah, I think people just like I feel like movies are just such a topic right now, and so like this trailer came out like at the perfect time for people to just add it onto the conversation of like crazy movie stuff that's going on. And then wait till Black Panther comes out. Like, it's just gonna be like movie after movie after movie. And COVID is like, I mean, it's not over because I caught COVID. Like, so I know.
Yeah, not long ago. And two of my family members.
I know from experience that COVID is very much going on. It's
happening.
Kicked me upside the head. But I feel like the kind of like fear surrounding COVID, since everybody's like, or not everybody, but most people are vaccinated, is over. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like movies are starting to get back into like what it once was. Like, they're getting like kicked into gear again.
They're trying to, because streaming really ruined it for so many people. Like, genuinely, to be fair, there's a handful of movies that are coming out right now / have come out that I feel like are even worth considering. Like, they're just not good. And have you noticed there's like so many movies coming out?
I know, but I feel like the movies that are coming out, I'm talking about this season, right? This like September, right? September to like probably New Year's, I feel like they're going hard. Like they're not messing around. Like those are the types of movies like I'm gonna go whenever I can. I'm gonna go see Woman King in theater.
I am too.
I'm gonna see Black Panther in theater. Yep. I'm gonna see Avatar in theater. Like, and then
those are like the top 3. There's a few more. I heard some interesting things about like they're kind of doing what they need to do with some of these trailers.
They are. Like, I feel like they're like, y'all not gonna mess with us anymore in this box office, and they are applying pressure. Like, and sometimes I honestly feel like some of the drama, like, it's kind PR. Of it's definitely PR. It's all contrived. Like, because how many people darling. Who was gonna watch that movie before? Okay. Nobody was gonna watch that movie except for the Harry Styles stands. And now people are like, oh, I really want to see what's going on. Because what's her name? Florence was saying that,
and she got a huge movie role after. I think she's about to be in some Marvel movie.
No, she already is in it. She's already in the Marvel universe now.
Yeah, but there's another movie. I saw a trailer for it, and they're like about to release again too.
Yeah, because Marvel's no, because she was in Black Widow. She's Black Widow. She's Black Widow's younger sister.
I didn't watch Black Widow.
That was her. Yeah, so that was her intro to the Marvel universe. Then she was in the Hawkeye TV show because she was like, because you remember Hawkeye, Black Widow were besties.
Yeah.
So, and then Black Widow like killed herself, and he was like there. Spoiler. But somebody told her that he killed her. So she was trying to kill him in the show, and I think she discovered that like he didn't actually, that she sacrificed herself or whatever, because she didn't know like the context or whatever. But like they've already introduced her character into like the MCU universe thingy. But yeah, so like I feel like even with that movie, Don't Worry Darling, you know what Florence said? Florence said that Olivia and Harry was so into each other that she was directing herself, which sounds like nonsense if we're being honest. Like, how does that even work? But like,
is Olivia in
so
the
Olivia
movie?
Wilde is the director.
I know, but is she also in the movie, or is she just directing it?
I think she's just directing it.
So and how would that happen?
Right, because none of it makes sense. And then I think Shia LaBeouf was supposed to be Harry's role. And then there was that clip of Harry acting, and
I haven't seen that clip.
I might put it in because
I want to see the clip.
Aisha, he went through 4 accents.
Wait, I kind of want to see it.
He went through, like, you can like put it on the microphone.
Is it like you said it's Harry Styles like acting?
Yeah, like you can put like Harry Styles acting and then put like Don't Worry Darling. Like people were like, oh, Florence ate him up. I mean, she's a good actress.
Is it
though.
in
She's a good actress. Yeah, it's from I think it was a sneak peek. It was a sneak peek of the movie. Harry's acting. You know those scenes where like those scenes where the actors are like supposed to be really emotional. Hold on, that's not it. Wait, try that one.
This one.
You know the scenes where the actors are trying to be really emotional, and he was like, he had his little monologue moment, and
it was just like nothing. I think is it this one? Is it the dinner clip?
Hold on, let me see. Let me skip through because I don't know if it's this one. No, it's not this one. Let me see.
Because I didn't know that was a thing.
No, it went viral. There it is. Okay. It's a short.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me.
Not everyone gets this opportunity. And if you keep talking like this, you're going to put it all at risk.
You're worried about a demotion? That's what you're worried about?
Our life. It's our life together. This. We could lose this. Not everyone gets this opportunity.
Wait.
And if you keep talking like this, you're going to put it all at risk.
You're worried about a demotion? That's what you're worried about?
Our life. Alice, our life together.
No, you're right, because there's at least 3 different accents in that one.
Right.
There's at least...
Yeah. So then there's even we've gone down the rabbit hole of like movie controversies, but I just feel like, I mean, my general point is that like I think people like are just feeding into all the movie nonsense. Like I'm sure there's gonna be some, because there was already some with Black Panther, because they were like, why didn't they recast T'Challa instead of like having him like die off, which is a fair point.
Yeah. Wait, but I thought at the time of his death that like they had already almost basically finished filming
Black Panther 2.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I think they killed him.
I thought that they were like,
I'm pretty sure they killed him.
finished. There was like very little left to finish in the movie itself.
I don't know what happens necessarily, but I know that because I guess whoever is it the producer or the director was like really close with him, so I guess they probably didn't feel comfortable
I kind of get it though.
Yeah, like they had a really close relationship with him, so they were just like, I think they just wrote him out. But the only issue is that like he's probably the most significant Black superhero that we have.
Yeah.
So anybody who replaces him is like it's not the same.
Yeah, I think what you were saying makes a lot of sense. And it's easy for people to get wrapped up in a movie kind of nonsense, and everybody has an opinion.
Right.
And they're giving them something to have an opinion on. It's not just like the movie itself. It's just like, okay, there's drama with the people in the cast.
Exactly. And that just makes it more appealing because I feel like it's one of those things where it's like you want to watch and you want to see if you can pick out the tension. You're probably not going to be able to really, but like just to be like, wait, like this facial expression and like stuff like that.
Like, can you see how Chris Pine and Harry Styles actually didn't have any chemistry in the movie?
Right.
Like, did you notice that there was tension in the way that they were looking at each other? Like I could feel it. Just wait for it.
No, that's exactly what we're gonna see. So many clips. And what's his name?
And it's just gonna be them looking at each other.
I feel bad for Harry because they're gonna crucify him. They're gonna crucify him because he can't act, and they put him with like a bunch of really good actors.
Yeah. But the Harry Styles stands are gonna really hype
him
up.
I don't know because they haven't really been like defending him.
Harry Styles stands kind of remind me of Barb's in the beginning.
When they had integrity.
Don't come to the Barb's on here. Don't come to the
when they had integrity.
Don't come to the Barb's on here. Okay.
When they had integrity, values and morals before they turn into a gang.
That's not what I was gonna say. That's not what I meant. What I meant was
I think some of them be working in cybersecurity because how are you getting people's information and like. I don't want to go on a tangent.
I think that they are too. Like this isn't even what's it called? A criticism. I just wonder.
This isn't a criticism.
No, because I'm actually almost fascinated. Because how do they get so much of their message across on social media? There's like we talk.
No, but I think what's her name? I think Nikki, like as far as how she's created this parasocial relationship with the Barbs, I think she's probably really organized. Because I know she has like newsletters and like all this stuff. I'm sure they have like
she's a business.
I'm sure they have like tiers. You know what I'm saying? Like she got her little lieutenants in her army.
The colonels.
Like they go down the line. I want to like infiltrate.
You're so problematic.
I want to infiltrate the Barbs and like
database.
Yeah.
I feel like they use a completely different internet.
No, I feel like they do.
Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a Nikki Stan.
I'm sure they got a Telegram. They got a Telegram and a group meeting.
I think they do actually have a
They probably do.
I think they do have a group meeting. No, because
they be having calls, group FaceTime calls and Zoom calls.
Because I am a Nikki Stan, but I wouldn't classify myself as Barb. They're the real deal.
No, they are. They are.
And they just move on a different level. And low-key, for a while, the Harry Styles stands, I would argue they were getting there. I don't know what happened. It was just, like, out of nowhere, too. Because, like, we all knew Harry Styles was, like, you know, a musician. He was good. He was with the One Direction.
He was the leader. He was the leader of the group.
Yeah, he did what he needed to do. And then he went solo, and he did what he needed to do.
He did.
And
he said, watermelon sugar high. Watermelon sugar low. Watermelon sugar high. Watermelon sugar low.
Harry, I didn't know you were in the studio today.
Right.
No, because they just like, I don't know if you remember, but like, I remember hearing about the One Direction breakup. And I remember seeing each of them come out with their own little singles, you know?
Yeah.
We had our little
Zayn was close.
talk. Zayn, I was about to say.
He had a good run.
Zayn had a little bit. Liam Payne, I would argue, had a little bit too. Because he had, what's it called? What was that one song? Strip That Down?
I don't remember anything from Liam.
You're joking. No, I love that song.
I don't remember anything from him.
Okay.
What was the other one? Niall?
I feel like Niall just like stopped.
Oh my god, I got that right.
Yeah, Niall Horan.
That's the first name I've gotten right in a long time.
I know.
I don't get names right.
I know. I'm actually surprised. And I don't know One Direction, but that just sounds right. So maybe you're wrong. What
if we were all wrong? It was like Neil.
What if none of the names are right?
No, we know Harry. We know Harry and Zayn. Because I have one Zayn song on my playlist.
Yeah, no, there's a few. Like, I feel like 3 of them came out and they were like, we're going to make it. And then Harry just kept going. Yeah, and the rest of them just kind of like died down. He has
an it factor. He's very authentic. Yeah. I think he just has a lot of charisma in how he like presents himself.
And so it worked for him. And then the Harry Styles stands came out of nowhere. They were just everywhere. It was like, it went from, I swear the entire One Direction fandom was like, okay, Harry. Okay.
Were they a One Direction fandom or were they a Harry fandom that the entire time just waiting for him to like make his ascension?
It could be because I don't know, the One Direction
I feel like they just that
kind of scared me.
As he evolved into his solo career, they evolved into
they did too. They were like, we can't just give up on One Direction, so we have to focus on one person.
But I fear for Harry because it's gonna be bad for him.
Do you think so? Maybe this was just like an off clip.
Maybe it was just an off clip, right? Because it's out of context. We have no idea.
The trailer doesn't have much of him talking in it. It's a lot of Florence and
they did it on purpose.
Because they focus on this one Florence Chris Pine scene. Oh my god!
Really?
The tension. It was honestly, it was beautiful. It made that in and of itself made me want to watch.
I don't think Harry did well. I really don't. Like I feel because at least from the like.
But they benefit from him being.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because all the Harry Styles fans are gonna watch it.
For sure, 1000%. And all the people who want to know what's going on, like they're gonna watch it as well. But I really feel like just the contrast between Florence, Chris Pine, all of them, and then Harry.
Yeah, it's very much giving up and coming type of actor with like seasoned professionals.
It feels like CW versus like Shonda Rhimes, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't belong here, but you have the clout, and we don't have the clout anymore, so we need you. And you're with the director, so.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, a lot of these movies, have you noticed? It's like it would go from like a one top tier actor. Like I'm talking like a Julia Roberts and like one other guy who's like well known, and then they would bring in some like unseasoned actors.
Right.
They'd have them in there to kind of now it's all just actors, like known actors in every one of these movies. It's just a lot.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. I just feel like the talent level from like the up and coming people right now.
It's not great.
It's not.
They did not benefit from COVID.
They're not evolving. They're not.
They benefited from COVID because they're
well, actually, I'll say this. There's like a couple shows. I really only watch
like
black.
What?
I only watch like black shows. Bel Air. That's pretty good.
I didn't watch Bel Air.
You gotta watch it. Power is really good. Really good. The thing I like about Power is that all of them were unknown before.
Were they?
Yeah. And the person who wrote the show, Courtney Kemp, she went to Brown.
Did she?
I didn't know she's a black woman.
Period.
Right, she's doing her thing. They have a podcast too, where they like talk about the industry and everything. So it's pretty interesting. But we are going to switch gears.
Yes, we are.
Because it's September. You know, syllabus week is over for y'all.
It is.
It's over for y'all. I'm on my like gap year vibe. So
I'm on an extended vacation.
I'm on my vacation vibe, so I'm not stressed. But I feel like just thinking about what it was like freshman year, this period of time, and like watching my stories from like 3 years ago, it's like really crazy. But I do feel like there's some stuff I wish people told me. So like, what are the things that you wish people told you before you started college?
I wish, oh my god, this is a big one. I wish people told me how many resources there really were out there for students. Because as a student who, like, my parents, for reference, they were international students. Like, they didn't go through the schooling system here the way, like, a normal student would.
Sometimes as the oldest kid, I had to go over the learning blocks for not only myself, but for my younger brothers. So I could help them through the process, because I didn't have a lot of, like, I don't have a lot of family members who came to school in America.
Yeah.
And so the process was already going to be inevitably different for me. But I didn't realize how many resources there were.
Yep.
They have different divisions for everything. And I feel like there were times when I kind of like struggled more than I needed to. And it's because
because I didn't know about the resources that were available to me.
I think everybody always says like, oh, you know, take advantage of your resources, but like it's hard when you, like you said, you don't know the resources that are like at your disposal, and you're kind of just like, I need a little bit of help right now, but I don't know where to go to get it. And so like I completely understand that. And the other thing is like, I feel like having been a good student in high school, you never needed the resources. Like how many times did you talk to your guidance counselor for real?
I didn't need to, unless it was like for some, I can count them like on my hand.
Probably like on one hand, probably like 4 or 5 times.
And
like
most of them were like, because I was a senior and I need to figure out what to do for like college and stuff. Like they were always stuff like that. I remember saying that actually explicitly in high school, that I wish they had a class that was specifically for seniors who are going into college, just to kind of prep you. Yeah. Like more like a like life skills kind of class, not like an academic class. Just stuff to look out for.
Yeah. So, I agree. I mean, it's just like, it's just one of those things where it's like, thinking you kind of just you know what you know, so you're assuming that like, okay, it's gonna be just like high school, like everything's gonna be fine, I'm just gonna go through, graduate, whatever. But it's actually a lot more complicated. And you know, when you're going through things on campus is different than when you're going through things at home. When you're at home, you have your support system, right? It's like there's a difference between figuring things out and your parents are helping you figure it out, and then like you're like, I don't know what to do, and you're alone. And even if you're going to school 20 minutes away, like it's different, you're still not in your space. And so I definitely agree with you, like of wishing I knew more about the resources at my disposal. But and it's kind of hard even for the colleges, because it's like
it's not like they don't do, like they do their little like fairs and
like they do what they can. They have, if you go on the website, you can see who's working there, you can see what they do. Like they have a description of like where they study, their career, everything you need is there. But it's just like, if you don't know to look for it, or you go in thinking that you're not going to need it, like because that's what I did. I was like, I'm not gonna need, like, when am I ever gonna need to talk to a dean? When am I ever gonna need to go to student support for something? When am I ever gonna like, and then outreach, life hits you and you're just like, oh my God, what do I do?
And because of like whatever you're going through, you're just like, oh my God, now I'm stuck, but I'm like stuck alone.
Exactly.
And I don't know who to reach out
my
to.
saving grace was being on a basketball team and having like players and coaches who knew, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this is happening to you. You need to talk to so-and-so, like, or we can do stuff with so-and-so. Cause I mean, I'm not going to get into everything that I experience, but like, had I not been on the basketball team, I don't really know. I wouldn't have known. I would have been super confused. Like I wouldn't have known who to talk to at all. So I think that's like super important. And then I think like socially, I think this is something everybody needs to hear. I think I kind of knew it because I've been new before, but those new friends of yours are still strangers. I hate like
your bestie boos that you met on first day of school. Y'all are best friends.
You actually have you have no idea who those people are. Like I feel like it's something that I witnessed it more than I experienced it in a way as well. But like I think I witnessed like people literally saying, this is my best friend, like, oh, we're gonna be friends for life, posting each other every day, only for like two months. And they were beefing.
Done.
Literally beefing. And it's just like the issue is that you thought you knew this person. You don't know this person. You have no idea who they are. And I think that like people come into college and they want to reinvent themselves. And I'm sorry, there's no individual more selfish than a person who's under construction and trying to like recreate themselves, because they will do so at your expense.
For sure.
And call you a lesson.
No. No, that was crazy, because they will call you a lesson.
You know, I've grown.
I've grown since then.
I've grown.
I've become a better person. And it's a shame.
That person's life is in shambles.
That this happened to you.
But I'm better now. The old
me is not the new me.
Right.
I've turned a new chapter.
Right. I've healed.
And I hope you can too.
I'm not gonna lie. When people say like I've
healing
healed,
girl era.
I've healed from my trauma that I projected onto others. You. Mind you, that other person's life is in shambles.
They're like suffering.
The other person's life is in shambles, and here they are reinventing and growing.
What's
But you really don't want to be. You don't want to be somebody. You don't want to be collateral damage in somebody else's nonsense, and them trying to figure each other out. Because I feel like, especially in college, like it's very, the kind of stuff that people go through, like is very intense.
Yeah.
And they don't care. Like literally, they're gonna graduate and then be a whole nother person again.
You might never see this person again.
Right.
And it's a shame because you're gonna carry on whatever they did to you.
Right.
And it's gonna be a process for both of you. It's a lesson for
both
of you.
It is.
But one more positive than the other. And it's a shame that a lot of people end up being collateral damage and others' problems. But that's also the reality of it. You take a group, thousands of kids the same age, and you put them in one place.
Right.
We were having beef when people were allowed to go back home. We were only around each other for a couple hours a day.
At 3 p.m. at that.
At 3 p.m. we were gone. Y'all didn't have to see them if you didn't want to. And y'all were beefing with them.
Exactly.
What makes you think when you're on your own?
And you sleep across the hall.
This person is in the room with you.
Right.
This is your roommate.
Right. I mean, and then, what was I going to say? I also think, like, it is really wise to wait and see. I always say time will tell. And in my experience, time has always told. Time really be telling.
Will tell. Are you referring, like, when you say wait and see, are you saying in general, just like about everything, or like about another person?
Everything.
Okay. I agree.
But even when you're dealing with another person or you're in a friend group or whatever, don't get so attached early on. Like, wait and just see these people under pressure. See what are they, when somebody's in a vulnerable position, will they take advantage? Especially, and it's for the girls.
Yeah.
Wait. I feel like when you get on campus and you see someone that you're like really attracted to, like I think there's this, you know, you're finally free, especially for us shelter girls. You're finally free and you feel like, okay, like it's time to jump his bones. Don't. Be careful. Just wait. Give it like 4 weeks and I promise you they will show you exactly who they are. Just wait. Like, because I feel like I've definitely seen this where it's just like people get really excited about somebody and they're like, oh my gosh. Or they just get really excited about a friend group and then like they end up really opening themselves up and you leave yourself in a vulnerable position. And it's not a game anymore. It's not child's play anymore. Like it's kind of real life. So I just, you know.
And this isn't to say like shelter yourself when you get to college.
No, not at all.
You should
not at all
put yourself out there, because as somebody who like, especially going into college, I was relatively shy. You know, I was on campus originally, but I made a lot of really good and decent friends just from putting myself out there. Like you will be out of your comfort zone. You will. And people don't tell you how much out of your comfort zone you'll be. And you'll think you're ready for it. You'll think you're like, you know, everything's fine. But everybody has that one mental breakdown. It might not hit you the first week. It might not hit you the second. It might take months. But we all have that breakdown that like, you're just like, wow. Like, I feel like I'm alone.
I had a few.
Exactly.
I had a few.
I had two. Like I had a few. Like, and it comes out of nowhere. It doesn't even matter if you have people who are close to you at that point. You know, sometimes it just feels so overwhelming. But you're going to be out of your comfort zone, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Put yourself out there, meet new people, but be cautious and be mindful of the fact that the people you're meeting are strangers.
Exactly. And then remember that I think the best way to look at things is that people are going to do what's best for them first. They're not necessarily going to inconvenience that. Like, you know, you hope that if you're friends with someone, they would inconvenience themselves to help you, but don't test that. Don't, because you don't want to get disappointed. Like,
yeah, don't put yourself in a position where you're dependent upon the people that you meet.
Exactly.
Give them time to prove to you that they deserve like that space in your life. And you will meet people who are deserving of that.
Of course.
You will.
But you're also going to meet a lot of people who aren't.
Exactly.
And I mean, you want to have a fun time, like do that, but just try and be as responsible as you can be in that environment. Like, don't do too much. Like, I feel like a lot of people kind of fall into the trap of like getting on campus and then just jumping straight into everything, which is fine, but like jump, like at least if you're going tip your toe in first, see what the temperature is, and then fully jump in. You know what I'm saying? what else was I going to say? I had something specifically. Oh, there's no reason to go out every weekend.
We need to talk about this. We do. Have fun. It's college. Do what you got to do. But also, I feel like I've been in so many positions where I've seen so many people in like genuine bad positions because you're out for the first time alone. This goes back to what we were talking about. Like, you're out of the house for the first time alone. Mm-hmm. You have free will. Like, there's nobody at home telling you you need to be home by this time.
Right.
There aren't people waiting up for you. Mm-hmm. So it's easy to kind of lose sight of what's going on. But as like, I'm a senior. I'm a fourth year now. We're both going into like very, very upper level like classes. Like, we're finishing up our courseworks. Mm-hmm. And it's easy at the time to do whatever because it's fun.
Yeah.
But when you hit this time period right now, you sit back and you're just like, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Exactly.
Like, and this is just coming from two people who are like, we're towards the end. We're nearing the finish line.
Right.
And I'm sure we both have moments where we're like, yeah, I could have been better there.
Exactly. I think it's also like, as far as like going out is concerned, there's like key weekends. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have your syllabus week, homecoming, Halloween, like, and I'm sure there's like the little, there's like those little like parties that are like, this is going to be the party like that you need to go to, right? But going out every weekend, it's actually literally the same thing. You're going to see the same people. It's the same drama. Like, sometimes it is okay to like make sure you get your stuff done first, at least. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're paying a lot of money for this. Even if you take out a student loan, you're going to pay it later.
Yeah.
So might as well make sure you can do the best that you can and then enjoy the social aspects of like being in college. But I think there's so many people who think like, oh, I need to be out. I need to know what's going on. I don't want to have any form of like FOMO. And it's okay to stay in and watch Netflix and type up your little paper.
Or feeling like you have to do it. Especially like this is for like all the, I guess, freshmen out there. Mostly like the underclassmen. Like, it's easy to feel like you have to go do something because you want to solidify like a place with these people or this and this and that. Just don't put yourself out of your comfort zone. Like, don't put yourself that far out of your comfort zone. If you really are like sitting and you're just like, I got things to do what you got to do.
Right. Handle your business.
If your friends are going to ditch you for that, they may have, they were going to ditch you down the line for something else.
Right.
Don't feel like pressured to like have to live up to like the college expectation that everybody has in their heads, because expectation is not reality. Yeah. And I think you realize that as you continue on through like any part of your life, but especially college. Like, my college experience has not been anything like what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
At all. And so it's easy to get caught up in like a mindset rather than reality. So, if you're going to go out, be responsible in multiple ways. Be responsible with your school stuff. Make sure it's not really impacting what you have, because down the line you will feel it.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And make sure you're being responsible in general. Go out with people who you trust. And inversely, don't be afraid to go out.
Yeah.
As somebody who as I said before, I was a relatively shy person, especially around new people. And the idea and the concept of just like going out like that and all that stuff, it definitely used to scare me.
Yeah.
And it's a part of that getting out of your comfort zone. But you also don't want to leave college feeling like you regret anything. Right. That you did. You know, we're going to have our regrets along the way. Inevitably. Plenty. But I would hate to leave and like regret not going out or like not experiencing certain things. So it's okay to let yourself live. It doesn't have to just be school.
Exactly. I think the thing that really helped me, I mean, obviously I'm sure orientation is like over for people, but I did a pre-orientation with like all the minorities and everything going to Brown, and I had an opportunity to meet so many people, and they have you do like icebreaker exercises, because like otherwise I probably would just be sitting in a corner not talking to anybody. But like they forced me to just speak you know, show a bit of my personality, whatever other people are showing their personality. And then like all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, like there's cool people here, and like we're all going through the same thing. And like all of a sudden I know a ton of people in my class and everything. So it's like, I think find ways to put yourself out there that you may not have taken previously. Like really join clubs.
Yeah, no, for sure.
If they got a BSU, I mean, join that BSU. I don't know whatever affinity groups you're a part of, like take advantage of that.
There's a lot of different groups that are like, they're geared towards all different types of people. There's something for all kinds of interests.
Singer, dancer.
Literally, like,
you ride horses.
They do.
No, I'm being serious. They have every club. They have ice skaters.
No, literally. So it's like, even if it's just something that like has piqued your interest, don't be afraid to go like to some org.
Right.
Don't be afraid to like just ask people questions, because the amount of times I feel like I've missed out on opportunities, or like I've gotten to opportunities a lot later because I was too scared to ask. It's crazy. It's crazy because you have to realize there's the people that you're interacting with are in the same position as you are. So when you're sitting in that class, you're sitting in that big lecture hall, don't be afraid to sit next to somebody. Don't be afraid to turn around and be like, hey, my name is, and introduce yourself.
Exactly.
And ask if, hey, would you want to study for this class? You will make so many different friends and meet so many different people doing stuff like that.
Yeah, take advantage of the collaborative environment. Like,
and you meet like the amount of time, especially this semester, for example, it's crazy because it happens throughout all of college. As I said before, I'm a senior. This is like next semester is supposed to be my last semester. I walked into a couple of my classes this semester, and I asked a girl, I was like, hey, and I told myself at the beginning of the semester, I was like, I'm going to put myself out there more.
Okay.
I was like, I'm going to do it. It's my last year. I don't want to regret anything.
Right.
And I was like, can I sit next to you? And she was like, of course, sure. And she was like, I think you were in one of my classes last semester. And me and her were talking, and we were like, yeah, we were in international law. I kid you not, a row of the girls in front of me turned around and they were like, either it was, oh my God, you were in my international law class, or, oh, did you like it? What did you think of it? I made friends with people who I had classes with previously. I didn't even know they were in my classes at all. I went to a group meeting, bless you, for another class literally yesterday for the first time. Met 3 girls who were in my specific group.
Oh, wow.
Who are in 3 of my different classes. Oh, wow. And they're like, yeah, I've seen you. I've meant to say hi, but like, I just like never got up the courage to do so. And I'm just like, no, like say hi. Like, I'd love to be your friend.
Exactly. But I think it's one of those things where everybody's kind of going through the same thing. Like everybody's like, I want to say something, but like, so it's just a matter of like just having the courage and just being brave enough to take that first step. And then boom, look at how many people were like, oh my God, I recognize you. I saw you. Literally. Like I peeped you sitting wherever you were sitting. Like, what did you think of Professor so-and-so? Like, it was a crazy class. Like, and I feel like everybody wants to like make friendships, and everybody's like open in college. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, well, it can be, there's certain things that are similar to high school, but like, it's not as cliquey.
It's not like that.
It's not as cliquey.
You might interact with somebody who's like, kind of like that, but at the end of the day, we're all around people who we don't know,
right?
And you go through it every semester.
Exactly. But it's also so big.
Yeah.
Even if you go to a smaller school, it's still much larger than the high school you went to, unless you're going to like Barry. Barry is very large in size, but like small in population.
Isn't that like the biggest college campus or something like that? Like,
I think in the world.
So much, they have like so much land, and I heard that the school itself is just like really small, and I was
tiny.
really confused.
It's tiny but large.
Yeah, there's something that don't make sense. The acreage, it just
right.
There's a lot of them.
It's all of Rome, Georgia. All of Rome, Georgia is Barry.
It's
pretty
all
much.
like their land.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. You're in a bigger environment, and it's going to be inherently different than high school.
Very.
You're not around people that you grew up with.
Exactly.
Well, sometimes you are.
Well.
Sometimes.
But even when you are, like, think of like the schools nearby us, like KSU. Like, you're around people that you grew up with, but you're also with kids who are coming from Ohio. like random places, or like people who were going to UGA. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like everyone's from Georgia, but then there's also like somebody from Nevada. It's still like a huge mixture. And then like you don't know everybody from Georgia anyways. Like why don't you get to know some people that were living around you this entire time who you didn't know? Like you might as well. And I think the other thing for me is if you have a like decent relationship with like your family and your close friends that you grew up with, try to maintain them if you can. I think that a lot of people go to college with like the intent of like
they're like
I feel like a lot of people go to college with the intent of replacing their friends, but I'm like, your high school friends or like the friends you grew up with, they're the ones that are going to hold you down, because you're going to need somebody to talk to. You're going to need like someone to like report back to, like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm going through right now. And they're probably going to need somebody to talk to as well. So it's like, don't think like, oh, I'm about to go to college and I'm about to forget about y'all. Like I'm too good for y'all. Cause then something's going to happen and you're going to come back with your tail between your legs.
No, you're gonna be sitting in your room talking to yourself in the mirror.
Right, like, oh my God, I can't believe they did this to me. Like, baby, you just met them 3 weeks ago. I don't know why you're so surprised. But yeah, like maintain those friendships as best as you can. And like if you have a good relationship like with your family, like try to maintain those as well. Cause like I feel like I know some people who are like, yeah, I haven't talked to my mom in like 4 months. And I'm just like, girl.
That scares me. I like talk to people who are just like, yeah, I don't remember the last time I texted or like texted my parents.
Or they'll be like, I only asked them for money. I'm like, oh my God.
I'm like, I make sure I call my mother every day. Right. I call her twice a day.
Right. If I go a few days without talking to my parents, I'm like, oh wow.
No,
that's
if
a
I
long
do,
time.
I'm just like, oh yeah. Cause you want to make sure you let the people you know, like that love you, know that you love them too.
Exactly.
You like, tomorrow is not guaranteed.
Right.
Yeah, you're living your best life right now. But
no,
like,
I understand if there's some trauma there, right? And you college is supposed to be an escape for you. But like if you're not in that position, like why are you ignoring your family?
Just like for no reason.
It's always people like, oh yeah, no, I love my mom.
It's just like, yeah.
Does she know?
I talked to her 3 months ago. It was a great combo. Like,
does she know?
If I don't call my mom by a certain time during the day, she's gonna assume I've gone missing.
Right.
Like, you know,
campus police will be called.
No, they will. And I completely agree with that, because the amount of times something will happen, and it's great to have your new little friends, have people that you don't know. It's always fun learning new
strangers.
But it's comforting to know that you can come back to like, and you know, sometimes your high school friends will surprise you and you'll be like, oh, okay, I guess this is the end.
Yeah.
But sometimes your relationships with them would strengthen like tenfold.
Well, so I feel like, especially for the people who are living far away, like you need to have a lifeline. Yeah. Some type of connection to like your home, because if you don't have it, you're really, really isolated. And it's just like, I hate to be this person, but something bad is going to happen to everyone in college. Like there's going to be at least one thing that's like, I mean, for us, it was COVID.
Yeah. There's always going to be something. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't have to inherently be like awful.
Right. But it's going to be something, bad. It's going to be something that you are not prepared for. Right. And you need a lifeline to the people who care about you the most. Yes. Right. Like nobody on that campus is going to care about you as much as your family and your like friends that you've grown up with care about you. So it's like you need to make sure that that's there, like, and that it's strong, like, because if it's weak, like if they don't know what's going on with you, how can they help you?
Exactly. And I think we're both speaking from experience. I can't tell you the amount of times after I moved out, I called you and I was like, oh my God, right, like I just need to vent. I just need somebody. I just need somebody who's gonna hear me.
Likewise.
You know what I mean? I feel like we all have that, and I think we got pretty decently lucky with that. You know, like when you live in a town like the town we live in, it's easy to kind of stay connected to some people. Right. And I completely agree. It's one of those things where I didn't even think about that, because I got lucky enough to have like the people who I cared about and stay in contact with them. Yeah. But for those of you who like are in positions where you're like, oh, I miss some of my friends, I miss them, or you're feeling isolated, don't be scared to reach out to them.
Just that's your friend changed. Still. That's still your friend, unless you know you have some beef. Right. If there's a falling out, you need to clear the air and maybe apologize or have a convo. But like,
maybe this can even bring you back together.
Right. But you never know. Just send a hey, how are you? Like, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to check in on you, whatever, and then start a dialogue from there. But I really do think that like you can kind of tell when people don't have at-home friends.
Yeah, you can.
You can tell when it's like, okay, they're not very connected to like who they grew up with. Like they're very wrapped up in this environment and they don't have like an escape. And a lot of times like those people are very privy to like making some pretty big mistakes or just making a lot of mistakes in general. Cause it's like, who is the person that you're going to like for real advice?
This goes back to what you were talking about basically kind of like holding some of your cards to your chest. You don't have to tell everybody everything about you when you first meet them. I know it's like hard sometimes. Like you might feel like you need to keep talking. You need to keep giving information for people to kind of stay consistent, but like you don't have to. And when you were saying earlier, some people will take advantage. It's a sad world we live in.
Very sad.
There are people who will take advantage of you and your vulnerabilities. So it's good to also have that kind of person that you can go back to and be like, hey, this happened. Am I crazy or does this not sound right?
Yeah, exactly. Because and sometimes it's like you don't even know that what's happened to you is wrong or that what's going on is like not right. But you just be like, oh yeah, so this happened today and so said this to me, and then your friend would be like, wait what? Yeah. Like that's not cool, like, right? Like that's not right. Exactly. And then you're like, oh wait, like now I have that extra perspective, and that person is neutral. They don't know those people. They don't know your friends for real.
Yeah. They don't.
So they're looking at your friends and who you're around and your circumstances from like an objective standpoint. And sometimes like you need that when you're deep in it, And
that's the person that's going to be in your corner. They're not going to tell you something that they want, like for something bad to happen to you.
Exactly.
Like likely, unless you have some really bad friends, in that case, don't reach back out.
Right.
But like they're the ones in your corner. They're going to be like, even when you're like, okay, I feel like I'm being a little too sensitive here. They're gonna be like, no, like you're right.
Exactly. And then on top of that, they're also gonna tell you the things that you don't want to hear. I feel like a lot of times when you meet people like in college, there's this tendency, and I don't think it's like negative or malicious, but there's a tendency to just be like kind of just say
sugarcoat.
Yeah, just be like a yes man, like, oh yeah, no, this is fine. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's cool. Like
sometimes you need that person to be like, be for real right now.
Right. Like kind of really humble you a little bit.
Yeah. Because I know that I've had my moments. I've had my moments where I'm just like, yeah. I'll sit back and I think about it and I'm just like,
exactly.
You were right.
Exactly.
You were right.
Exactly.
That and another thing, be able to differentiate like being open to people and letting people walk all over you.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen a lot of instances, especially in like underclassmen years, where like somebody will just be kind of getting used to like maybe like a new friend group, for example, and you're getting used to things, and they'll like take advantage of the fact that you're so willing to say yes. Yeah. You're so willing to like, oh, I want to go out. Hey, do you want to go out? Or even if you don't, like, could you pick me up? Like people are gonna like, you don't have to let people walk over you. Right. You don't, to be liked, you don't have to let people walk over you. No. And differentiate early your self-worth.
Exactly. It's really important that you kind of, you want to make sure you're respected. Yes. Before you're liked. Yes. You need to make sure that people know that like, nah, she has boundaries. You're not, or he has boundaries. I know guys watch it too. Yeah. Or they have boundaries. Like there's no like, I'm not just going to be able to just do something or ask them for something that's ridiculous. Cause I've heard some like, I've heard some like, I'm like, your friend asked you for that. I'm like, I wouldn't dare ask my friends to displace themselves or drive crazy distances or give
egregious amounts of money. Oh my God.
People if somebody asks you for, do not give it to them. For a stack.
I've heard people ask other people genuinely.
I mean, for thousands of dollars.
And you think that I'm like joking.
And you want to know why they know to ask?
Because they know what you have.
Anytime y'all get that refund check, don't tell people. Don't
Mm-mm.
tell people like what your money situation is for real. I'm being very serious right now. They don't need to know what's in your bank account. They don't. And honestly, it's better if you tell them it's not. Tell them it's empty.
I was about to say, if you're gonna tell them something, tell them that you're poor.
Tell them that it's got zero in there. Tell them that it's
They're gonna think that we're rich now.
Tell them that. No, but I mean, it doesn't matter though, because if you have $5, them people will ask for $5.
They will leave you nothing.
Literally nothing. They'll be like, well, you have $5 in there and I need it, so they will ask you for $5.
And that's not to say don't help out your friends if they need your help or whatever.
Within reason. That's what within reason.
Because they, again.
And what is the frequency?
Tells you that though.
But what is the other thing is, what is the frequency of these requests?
Yeah, it's one thing if you know somebody from freshman year and you're like a junior and this is the first time they're just like, hey, I'm really strapped. Could you help me out? Mm-hmm. This is the first time you're asking me for this. We've been friends for 3 years. Of course I'm gonna help you.
Exactly.
But if this is like 2 weeks after we've met, and that might sound crazy, but y'all, it happens. Mm-hmm. And they'll just be like, and it'll start out small, and they'll gradually make their way up. Mm-hmm. Like, just make sure people aren't taking advantage of you. It's so easy to get taken advantage of when you're in when you're in college.
Very easy. I think the other thing is like, if you're gonna do a favor for somebody, do a favor.
Do it as a favor.
With no expectations.
I was about to say.
In return, right? Because don't be that person who's like, oh, I did this favor for you and I'm gonna hold it over your head for the rest of your life, because that person is annoying. But if you're gonna give somebody a loan, you need to make sure that they have it to give it back to you. Because a lot of times I hear stories about people being like, oh, like my friend went on vacation and needed like thousands of dollars and I gave it to them and they...
First of all, at this day and age,
right?
Why are you guys giving thousands of dollars out to people? And this, again, it might sound stupid to some of y'all, but this happens. Mm-hmm. It happens, and it happens a lot more frequently than you'd think. Yeah, once again, y'all think it won't happen, but it does. And everybody gets that point in time where they're just like, I'm really kind of struggling, and you need a friend to be able to be there for you. Mm-hmm. But anytime I'm like dealing with friends and they need something from me, I'm gonna do it with the expectation that I'm not getting it back. Yeah. To be honest, that's the easiest way to soothe your soul, to soothe your mind, exactly. And soothe your bank account.
Just be like, hey, it's for you. Just consider it like, don't even worry about it. Type beat. But like, if that is a pattern, right? If they do it once, okay. If they do it twice, you need to pay attention. If they do it a third time, this is not a friend that you want to be like. Let it be an acquaintance. Let it be somebody that you just go out and hang out with, but don't let that person be in your inner circle.
Or point them to other resources on campus.
Sally Mae. Because Sally will come collect. I'm being serious.
I was gonna say
Sally Mae will come correct. Well, she'll come collect from you at some point.
Yeah, she will. But I was gonna say, point them because everybody has like random things that happen to them in college. Mm-hmm. It could be a random, really bad situation where somebody is. This person might not even be trying to take advantage of you. Mm-hmm. Like they might just genuinely be in that really bad cycle. Think about those resources we were just telling you.
Yep.
Point them to somebody who can help. If you point somebody to somebody else to like help them, like resources with your school, and then they're not actively doing that, and they're still asking you for something,
telltale sign.
That might be something you need to look out for.
Exactly.
Another last, I guess, final thought that I have, something that in high school you hear a lot of, your teachers in college aren't going to be like that. Your teachers in college aren't going to take that. A lot of that kind of narrative.
It's not true.
It's not. The amount of like
leniency
these professors have, a lot of them, they're not making a lot of money, guys.
No, they're not. Some of them are still students.
A lot of them are doing this because they want to teach. They want to be like, they want to help you guys in the future. And I have had a few semesters where I was struggling in the beginning of college, and I was too scared to talk to my professors because I was like, You guys have hundreds of kids. Why would you care what's going on with me? And I would just struggle, but alone.
Yeah.
My junior year, I hit the roughest period of time in my entire college career. And I finally listened to like that little nagging feeling in the back of my head. And I was like, okay, I'm going to talk to one of my teachers because even if they don't care, at least I tried. Right. And I went to one of my teachers. I'm not going to lie. It was not pretty. I went to this teacher. I'm like tears. I'm just like, I'm going through it. This is not great. The amount of help and support that teacher was able to get me was crazy. Reaching out to all kinds of, that's how I knew about organizations that I didn't know about. All kinds of things that you don't know about. It can be something little. Like, I can't get an internship. Reach out to your teachers. Talk to your teachers. That first week of school, it's intimidating. Walk up to your teacher and introduce yourself.
Even if it's too intimidating, an email helps too.
An email. If you really are too shy to do it.
That's what I would do.
The amount of times, I've made this a habit. When I go to class, I meet my teacher. I'm just like, hi, my name is. It's very nice to meet you. Exactly. I just wanted to say hello.
And the thing is, like, they want to connect with their students. Like, they want to learn about their students. But, I mean, you kind of have to put your foot forward first. And then, like, it's all about just starting a dialogue, in my opinion. Like, and it's like scary. But when you do it, it's never going to be that bad. You know what I'm saying? It is very rewarding. It is very rewarding.
And you have to think about it from the same perspective that we are coming to you guys right now. They've been there.
Exactly.
They've been undergrads. Some of them have been undergrads at the school that you're going to.
Exactly.
So they will try to help you. They'll give you those little life hacks that they wish they knew. They'll hand them out to you for free. The amount of teachers I had who were like, oh, you can't get an internship? Come intern for me.
Yep.
I had trouble getting internships when I was in college, and I wish a teacher would have offered it to me. Reach out to your teachers.
No, I think they are there for you.
Yeah, there's a few
1,000%. I mean,
that might not be great.
There's always a couple bad apples, but like you won't know until you try. So at least try. And if they haven't done anything to you, why not?
Don't be discouraged by just one.
Exactly.
One of your teachers might not be great, and it might not be a great experience, but all the other 4
might be fantastic.
Phenomenal.
Might be fantastic. I mean, like I said, if it's really hard for you because there's a lot of people around and like, maybe, sometimes it's like 5-6 people and you're like, oh, I'm just so nervous. Like, they have office hours.
Yeah.
You have
for that. You can set up Zooms now. Teachers didn't have those before.
So many resources.
They'll set up one-on-one appointment times with you. And they're not going to care if you just come to the appointment to be like, I just wanted to introduce myself.
Exactly.
That might stand out in their eyes.
I remember seeing a tweet where somebody, I think something like kind of sad had happened to the professor, and she just was like, I was out, the other day because of this thing, and then just continued on. And then the student decided to just send an email to the professor, just being like, whatever you need, like, I'm here. Like, the student was like, I'm here for you, like, kind of just empathizing with them. And they're like, you don't know how much that meant to me. Like, and I think that sometimes we look at like teachers and authority figures and think that they're so far away from us and so separated from us, but you're an adult now and they're an adult. Y'all are the same. This is not high school where those people were just bossing us around. They're just bossing us around. But like the professors are really like you could go out and see your professor out partying with you. Like your
professor might ask you what
happens.
y'all are doing that weekend.
Right.
I'm not saying hang out with your professors.
Yeah, don't. I feel like that's not the point.
That might be a recipe for disaster.
That's not the point. But the point is that like you guys are on the same plane.
Yeah.
Right. So
you want a college education? They've had one. They're helping you get one.
Right.
Keyword, helping. If they are there, they're supposed to be there to aid you.
And the thing is, for the professors who aren't there for that,
reach out to your advisors. Y'all, there's always
not only that, but there's like reviews at the end of the semester. If you feel like you didn't get the support that you need and that you were asking for, you can put in a review and be like, look, this professor didn't do what they were supposed to do. And if enough people do that, like
those Rate My Professors, they actually do
they
stuff.
matter.
I look at my Rate My Professor before I pick a professor.
Exactly. They matter. And so if you're not satisfied with like your experience, make sure that this dissatisfaction is known so that the next student doesn't have to go through that. But I think my last point would be, I forgot what I was about to say. Got me on a tangent. I need to remember it. Hold on. Let me see if I can dig back in. I think I lost it.
I'm like feeling the thinking mute.
Right.
Did it have to do with social groups? Did it have to do?
We just keep throwing stuff out there.
Friend groups, college advisors, professors, significant others, yourself, mental health, physical health.
Well, now I have one about. Oh no, I know what it is. Okay. You see? So right. So I think since COVID happened during our just like freshman year, for the incoming freshmen or for the underclassmen, your 4 years on campus is not guaranteed anymore. I think it used to be a thing that we assumed, right? That like, okay, like we're going to be here for like 4 years, whatever. But like it might get disrupted. And the reason why I say that is because like now, since COVID happened and now there's like monkeypox, all this stuff, I think it's only going to get worse from here and probably more frequent. So like beware of like those societal things happening and disrupting your college experience, and prepare yourself for the reality that like you might not get your full 4 years there. So make the most of it while you're on campus. Like I said, don't go crazy, but make the most of it, right? You don't want to regret like
exactly.
You don't want to have any regrets of your experience, because I have plenty. I wish I had thoroughly enjoyed my freshman year. If I had known everything that was going to happen, like I would have just been living my best life. Like all of the things that were stressing me would not have been stressing me at all. And then what was I going to say? It is okay if you don't graduate in 4 years.
Yes, it is.
I learned this the hard way.
Most people don't.
Yes, I learned this the hard way. But sometimes things are going to happen and you need, as important as education is, you're still more important.
Yes.
Your well-being, your health is more important than you graduating in 2023 or graduating in 4 years. It's not high school where it's an embarrassment for you to be a fifth year senior.
Yeah.
But
this is not
that judgment,
seniors.
Right? That it's people. I remember in the first class I took, there were two people who were like 27 and 30 with kids.
Shoot, you're talking 27 and 30. I had a person in my English class who was in their 50s.
Right.
People are getting an education at any point in time in their lives.
Exactly. So with college, like if something crazy happens, remember that it is an option to take a step away. Now, I know that there's like the stigma of like, well, if you step away, you're never going to come back. Like, I mean, you can come back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That is an option. But like sometimes things are going to happen. And I feel like what usually happens is like your immediate response is like, I can't leave. I need to graduate my friends. We need to take pictures together and we need to like have that experience that I had back in high school with my high school friends when we all graduated together. Like, no, baby, you're dying. Like, no, like you're going through it right now and like you can barely get out of bed. Like you need to help. You need to put you first right now. And 100%. I wish I knew to do that, because if I did, I wouldn't have gone through all the stress that I've been through the past 365 days.
I completely agree.
So
I completely agree. It's so easy to neglect yourself.
Very
when you
easy.
Get to college, because again, you're trying to really like do whatever, try to figure things out. Mm-hmm. It's easy to neglect yourself. You don't have to put yourself on a timetable.
You don't.
Everybody works at their own pace. I swear to you, people are not checking out Instagram the way that they were when you were in high school.
Yeah, they're not. No one cares. I promise you, no one cares. There's been like people who I'm just like, where did that person go?
Yeah, I might like randomly check and be like, oh, how is this person doing? But I'm telling you,
whatever. Like, move on.
It's not like that. It's not like that. You're not under the spotlight you think you're under. Because it's all a conceptual thing.
No, it is. It is totally.
And we've
totally.
both been in that space where we felt like we were under that, like that spotlight. You will be there. You will. But it's important to prioritize your health.
Exactly.
Always.
Exactly. Like if you have to take some time, you talk to that dean, talk to the support people, whoever you need to talk to, and just tell them what you're going through. And just be fully transparent and honest. Don't try to push through. Like I think there's this, especially I think for like, you know, Black women, where you're just like, oh no, I need to push through. You don't have to push through. Like it's sometimes okay. if a wall is too thick and you can't push through it,
sometimes
it's there for a reason.
Dig under it, you might have to find another way to get to the goal that you want to get to.
You might need to adjust. The other thing is like I don't think people take good care of their health while they're in college.
Try to eat 3 meals a day, y'all.
Yeah, try your hardest and make sure that the meals are not pizza.
Drink your water. No, because it sounds, again, like, some of these stuff sounds stupid. Like to people who might not be in this position yet, who are looking, you might think that this is like just like some random stuff. Like, oh, I'm not gonna live off of pizza. I know how to cook.
No, you will.
No, you will.
It's very easy. It's very easy.
It's easy for finals to roll around and you're studying for 5 or 6 classes that you forget to eat.
I think one of the biggest things that people should do is work on your health before you get on campus. So like that summer or like the spring before, I feel like my suggestion would be fix your diet then, right? If you have some unhealthy habits, fix it then. If you need to go to like therapy or get a nutritionist, like if you can afford to, that's what you need to do, because when you get on campus now, you'll be disciplined. You'll be drinking your water. You'll be eating balanced meals. You'll be going to like the rec center to work out and do all those things. It'll already be like in you, but you don't want to be on campus trying to figure out your diet because it's not gonna.
Hard.
It's not gonna fly. Like unless you're like an athlete where those things are provided for you, is easy. But if you're not,
you're gonna live off of dining hall food. A lot of y'all are gonna be in dorms. You're not gonna have access to a kitchen. You're gonna have your little microwave, maybe your little Keurig,
and boxes and boxes of ramen.
Yo, college kids be living off of ramen in a way that I never knew was possible.
But the thing about most dining halls is there are healthy options, but you just don't know about it. But that's my point. Is like if you get yourself disciplined before you get on campus, as far as your diet is concerned, you're going to search for those options. You're going to make sure, okay, this is they have a veggie bar at this place. This is when the menu comes out, like every day. Like I sort of figured it out, but like that first semester freshman year, child, I won't ever eat like that again. I won't ever eat like that again. And thank the Lord I was playing basketball, because I would have ballooned.
15 is real.
I would have ballooned.
They joke about freshman 15. It's more like freshman 30.
It's very, 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 very real. So, and then figure out your workout routine. Figure that out. Like,
and if you guys don't have access to the resources, YouTube.
Yep.
Like Google.
It's all online.
Everything I'm trying to figure out with my life right now, it's online.
It's all online.
Especially COVID came in clutch for that one. Because everybody had to put everything online.
Exactly. You'll learn. You just have to be committed to it. And I feel like, you don't want to learn late. You want to be ahead. And so I feel like that's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk about this. Because I'm like, I wish I knew to do these things beforehand.
I didn't even think about the last one you said, and that's so fair. I wish I had the nutrition and all that stuff.
Yeah, like you don't
think about it.
No, you just think that, oh, like it's gonna be there at a dining hall.
That little college glow up. It comes after the glow down.
Right. That first, they're not showing you the freshman year pictures. They're showing you the senior ones where they look cute with like the graduation. They got the little stole and it's all.
And the glow down can last a long time.
It can. But no, I think for me, COVID came in the clutch. Getting sick came in the clutch, because when you get sick, you actually have to treat your body with like care, and you have to like, is my body reacting weird when I eat this, and all kinds of stuff. And
you have to be vigilant.
Exactly. But like if I hadn't gone sick, I don't know where. I think I'd be fine, because I'm always active, but like I'm kind of glad, because now I'm in a much better place, like health wise. But like it's one of those things that I feel like people don't know, like how to be healthy while on campus, because like let's be real, y'all. You go to a dining hall and you see that pizza, what you gonna pick up?
It's 11 p.m.
Right.
It's 11 p.m.
There's pizza and there's lettuce. Which one you gonna pick up?
You have a 9 a.m. and there's a slice of pizza that you can get right now.
Right.
Or you have that lovely like Nutribar.
Right.
Come on now.
Right.
You're not getting you might get the Nutribar, but you're getting the pizza too.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Just learn that college is a learning curve.
It is.
It's going to be different for everybody, and it doesn't have to be a bad experience. I hope all of you guys have good experiences in college.
For sure.
It can be a beautiful 4 years of your life. You're going to learn a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all be sure to let us know if there's anything in the comments that you guys wish you knew before you started college that maybe we didn't touch on, or if you agreed with any of the things that we said. And things that you guys are looking forward to if you're going into college, just now starting college, we'd love to hear them.
Exactly. I think it's kind of like one of those things that like you go in so green.
Yeah.
So like
naive
and impressed by everything.
Yeah.
Like it's like, oh my God, that building. Do
I
you
remember
see that?
the first time
Do you
I
see
saw
that
my
building?
campus.
Do you see the main green? Oh my gosh.
That's beautiful. Oh my God, this is a new world.
Eyes wide open. But like it's just like I feel like, you know, I wish I had some structure. You know what I'm saying? I wish somebody could tell me like, okay, this is the real. Like I'm not just gonna tell you that this is the best 4 years of your life, because I feel like that's what everybody does. They're like, this is gonna be the best 4 years of your life, and I'm like,
what I'll tell you is it's gonna be the most interesting 4 years of your life.
well, we'll see if
It'll be
things get more interesting from here. I hope not.
I hope for a plateau.
Right.
A down slope. But it's been interesting. Now let's go back.
Right. I guess we'll just have to let y'all know post grad.
Yeah.
Like if like did things get more interesting, less interesting? I don't know. We'll see.
Because I mean, how many older people do you know who are having the time of their lives? Not many.
Yeah, but it's because I got responsibilities and stuff.
Yeah, we'll be sure to let you guys know what
We'll
22
we'll be
to
like,
26
what we wish
like.
we knew after we graduated.
Never graduate.
They never told us. Why didn't y'all? We'd be on this podcast whining. We'd be like, why didn't y'all tell us this?
Us at 25. Why didn't you tell me that in those movies? And they said they had their apartments and they were living alone. It wasn't real.
Right.
Like, we'll tell you guys.
We'll let you know. We'll let you know.
To 26.
Because I feel like we're honest. I feel like everybody else out here,
Yeah.
they just be capping. That's the
watch
thing that kills me.
something and
Like
they'll just be
people,
like-
people really told me like, oh yeah, this is just gonna be the best 4 years of your life. No context, no advice, just vibes.
No, I asked people. I was like, "What should I look out for in college?" They're like,
It's gonna be so much fun. Don't
"You're
worry."
gonna have the time. It was always the time of your life.
Like you're scaring me. It was the same thing. Everybody says the same
and that's
thing.
why I'm having the time of my life, but not in the best way.
Right. It's certainly a time.
You should have told me.
Right. But anywho, that's all.
Well, now we're mad.
Right. Upset at people. They was just trying to help us, but we're like, you didn't help us right.
You didn't do it right.
Anywho, thank you for watching the Safe Space podcast. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. We have 100 subscribers now.
Yo.
We have 100 subscribers now.
We about to get to giveaway territory.
Right. What we gonna give away? I feel like, what if I just like send them like my shoe?
One left shoe.
No shoelaces.
One Converse.
Right. Oh, not the Converse that never sent back. Anywho, that's a story for another day. Thank you.